Good day, my name is Richard and a warm welcome to Tutoring with Richard, where we cover the South African school syllabus and native topics. If you find these videos helpful, please consider supporting me on PayPal, Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee. Links in the description box below. Today we're going to cover Mathematics N6. The topic of this tutorial is a mixed bag of exam DP test questions, round 1, question 2, integration techniques. The question is included in the video. We have been asked to issue a cautionary note. When doing these questions, please use the method I am going to show you, as this is the method that is marked correct. Using your own method to answer questions could cost you marks, even though your method and answer might be right. See the cautionary note at the beginning of the video. Let's get straight into it. Okay, our first sum goes like this. The integral of sine 4 to the 5x multiplied by cos 3 to the 5x. Now, it is a lot simpler to split this one than it is to split that one. So, we're going to say sine 4 to the power 4 5x multiplied by cos squared 5x times cos 5x. Okay, so the next part is sine 4 to the power 4 5x. Now this is 1 minus sine squared 5x, and that's cos to the 5x. Okay. Now, how this will work is we want to get rid of the cos to the 5x. So we're going to u substitute. U equals sine to the 5x. So, du is equal to 1 over, now the derivative of this is cos 5x times 5. Now all we have to do is say du. So sine to the 4 now we're going to say multiplied by cos to the 5x times 1 over 5 cos 5x. Right. So what this does, that and that cancel. So we're left with 1/5. So we take that 1/5 and move it outside the bracket, outside the integral sign. So 1 over 5, the integral, now we got du. So now we replace sine to the 5x with u. We replace it with u. So it's u to the power 4. Now u to the power 4 times 1 is u. And 4 plus 2 is 6. So minus u to the 6. That makes sense. So now all we have to do, so 1/5 times u to the power 5 over 5 minus u to the 7 over 7. Now this is plus c. So now 5 times 5 is 25. So u to the 5th over 25. 7 times 5 is 35. U to the 7 is 35 plus c. And then the final step is we replace u with sine to the 5x. So sine to the 5th over 5x over 25 minus sine to the 7 to the 5th x over 35 plus c. And this is our final answer. It all makes sense and it all works out. So now we're going to move on to 2.2. This integration technique was called U substitution, where we use U substitution. Next one is a little bit more complicated. Y equals the integral of 1 over okay, first step. First step is minus x squared plus 16x equals the next step is x squared minus 16x. Then the next step is square bracket x minus 8 squared minus 64. So the minus times the minus so now the minus times in and that becomes a plus. So it equals 64 minus x minus 8 squared. So, next step is we've got the integral of 1 over the root of 64 minus x minus 8 squared. And this is in your formula sheet. This here will be in your formula sheet. This method. It's in your formula sheet. So, what it looks like is its integral. The integral of this is in your formula sheet. So, the integral of that is sine to the minus 1 x minus 8 over 8 plus c. It goes straight like that. This is straight from I took it straight from there to its integral. I took it straight from there to its integral. That is exactly how it starts. Okay, first things first. Now we've got 2, 3. So this is the integral of sine 4 to the mx. Okay, how this will work is the integral of the bracket of sine squared mx times to the power 2. Next step is we take this, and now this will be the integral of a half minus a half cos 2 mx squared. This is an identity of sine squared. Cos is exactly the same except with a plus. That's the only difference with cos. Now we square this. We square the term. The integral of a half times a half cos 2 mx half minus a half cos 2 mx. Now we FOIL. Half times a half is a quarter. Half times a half is minus a quarter cos 2 mx minus a quarter cos 2 mx, and a half times a half is a quarter plus a quarter cos squared 2 mx. And all of that is integrated. What we do is we combine these two. So this in turn will be a quarter minus a half cos 2 mx plus a quarter cos 2 mx. Okay, next step is we have to move up, so I need space on my board. So the next step is quite simple. The next step in our equation is we can integrate. So it is a quarter x minus a half sine mx over 2 sine 2m. Yeah. Plus a quarter, open a bracket, x over 2 plus sine 4mx over 8m. Next and final step is we put everything together. So 4x minus a quarter sine 2mx over m. Two times 4 is 8. So it is plus x over 8, and then the plus 4, and then the quarter times the 8th is 32. 4 times 8 is 32. So plus sine 4mx over 32m plus c plus c. And that is our sum. And that is what you should get, working exactly as I've shown you. Okay, question 2,4. First things first is integral of e to the x over 2 times cos 3x. Okay, now what we're going to do, this will have to be done with I, because we will end up exactly where we started, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So now we have to take the integration by parts. U v prime equals u v minus the integral of u prime v. So u is equal to e to the x over 2. U prime is a half e to the x over 2, and v prime is equal to cos 3x, and v is equal to sine 3x over 3. Okay, so now what we have to do is e to the x over 2 times sine 3x over 3 minus the integral of a half e to the x over 2 sine 3x over 3. Right. So let's get rid of what we can get rid of. So that can get out of the sign, and we're left with e to the x over 2 sine 3x over 3 minus 1 over 6 e to the x over 2 sine 3x. Okay, so now this is integrated. So this will be u equals e to the x over 2, u prime equals a half e to the x over 2, v prime is equal to sine 3x, and v is equal to minus cos 3x over 3. Now, what we're going to do is take this, so now we have e to the x over 2 sine 3x over 3 minus 1 over 6 times u, which is equal to e to the x over 2 times minus cos 3x over 3 minus the integral of a half e to the x over 2 times cos 3x over 3. Right, so we take this out and we multiply it by that 3 and we are left with 3 times 3 and that's 18. Yeah, 3 times 6 is 18. 2 times 3 is 6. And 18 times 3 is 36. So we are left with e x over 2 times sine 3x over 3 minus 18 e x squared times cos 3x plus cos 3x minus 1 over 36. Because 18, because now this over here is all in a bracket. So this here multiplies with a 6, that multiplies with 6, and that gets us the 18. This 2 times 3 is 6, times 3 is 18, multiplied by 6 is 36. And that's what gives us the 36. And that is 1 over 36 I. Because we are right back where we began. Because if you take out this here, and you take out the over 3, we are right back where we started. So, what we're going to do now is say 1 over 3 e to the x over 2 times sine 3x plus 1 over 18 e to the x over 2 times cos 3x equals, now this equals I. Now, what we're going to do now is take this I over there. So 36 over 36 plus 1 over 36 is 37 over 36. 37 over 36 I. So as we come to this, now all we have to do is divide, so we multiply by its inverse. So we are left with I equals 36 over 37, 1 over 3 e to the x over 2 sine 3x plus 18, 1 over 18 e to the x over 2 times cos 3x plus c. So now we multiply each number by 36 over 37, and in that case we get a decimal, and that decimal is I equals 0,324 e to the x over 2 sine 3x plus 0,054 e to the x over 2 cos 3x plus c. And that is your final answer. Okay, I came about by the fact that when we got to this section of the sum here, once we got over here, once we got over there, we essentially had exactly what we started with. So the only way to break that cycle is if you could have gone on and on and on with integration by parts. You could have gone on and on and on. And you would have never got a definitive solution, and you would have had a sum that is 10 miles long. And we still wouldn't have gotten the right answer. So this cuts that work in half by giving us exactly to this point here. It takes us back to where we start, and then we take that and we make it equal to I. Once it's equal to I, then we multiply and so on and so forth. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a like and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm and to grow the channel. Positive feedback is most welcome. I enjoy reading your comments. Please use the comments section to let me know what topics you'd like me to cover in upcoming videos. Be at peace, be kind to each other, and remember, passing well is achievable. Have a great day. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.